The video y'all have all been waiting for is here. We're about to fire up Slick Rick for the first time. As you can see, we actually got a lot of stuff knocked off the list. We're on the downhill slope. Don't you think?
Yeah. It's like after you turn 30, everything's just downhill.
Yeah.
Straight downhill.
Yep.
No brakes.
Not there yet. Matt's speaking for himself.
Yeah. I'm the adult in the area.
So here we are. For those of you guys that don't know what this is Slick Rick, our 3rd gen Camaro, 87. It's a real deal car. It's not a pro mod. 481X from Proline, Stage 3, Hearts 140. Rock Solid Motorsports turbo kit, wired by HCR Innovations, Mickey 2-speed lockup, floater 9.5 inch, double frame rail, some carbon on it.
Brown & Miller hose.
All Brown & Miller hoses.
Turbo
Smart on board. All Holley EFI, MSD, Davis, VPS, Race Tech seats, Race Tech safety equipment.
EC Masters PMU.
EC Masters PMU. So this is a pretty nice build here.
Neon.
Oh, it's got some underglow. There's a lot of stuff hanging underneath it. Again, we're not completely done with it, but we like to show you guys the first fire-ups. They could be interesting, exciting, cool.
Could be nothing.
Could be nothing. I'm dying to hear what it sounds like. I don't know if I've heard a 481X go through a single turbo.
Not with dual exhaust.
Not with dual exhaust. Who's got a 481X with a single turbo?
No.
Yeah.
I've heard the Hearts 140, but not through.
I've heard the Hearts 140. Haven't heard the 481X with a single turbo. So this should be pretty cool. Matt is world famous between the lift tune-ups. For those of you guys that don't know what those are, Matt has thrown tune-ups in a number of vehicles here with no other testing, tuning, dyno time other than fire it up between the lifts and rev it up a couple times. We've taken them to the racetrack, we've taken them to burnout contests, we've taken them to Mustang Week, and we've taken them to the racetrack. So we're in good hands there with Matt tuning it. This combination here, we've done a lot of small block stuff, as you guys have seen, small block Fords, LS. That's pretty much it, small block wise. We don't know if you know.
Small block Chevy, Mopars.
I've never done any of those. I would really just stick to the LSs and the small block Fords. We got a big block car coming. We got the world's fastest hydraulic roller LS, which is now, we converted over to solid roller, which literally runs the same times. So, you know, same cam, still on the hydraulic roller camshaft. So just keep on notice if we have to put the hydraulic lifters back in there. Randy from Johnson Lifters, he's always got our back, but we got a set here if we ever need to put them back in.
Yeah, we did a heavy car, so.
We could be real petty and just put it in the Pro Mod and literally just go deep into the 3s with it.
Yeah, and you guys would just be like, well.
Yeah, we have all the data. Do we need to put the, we'll just leave it in park, right?
Yeah, leave it in park. Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff done. Everything's all painted on the inside. I'm getting my greasy transmission fluid hands all over this nice Visner intake. Working on Hank in the background. Just put a new converter and transmission in that. First fire up, what are we going to do here?
I've been going over it pretty much all day. We've been, I welded out all the control arm stuff, if you guys saw that video. We went through and made a couple lines after Brown & Miller shipped us the fittings.
We have a crimper in-house.
Yeah, they didn't have 120 degree black, and they didn't have they had one 16 to 12, but they didn't have two 16 to 12. So we got all the lines on it. Everything's cleaned. We've been checking all the lines. They're all tight. It's like first fire up. You don't want like oil leaks and lines blowing off and this. Like, we're gonna fill the transmission. We're gonna fill the engine. We're gonna make sure that we don't have any fuel leaks, and we're going to spin it over, make sure we can get some oil up here in our clear view, make sure we can get somewhat, you know, of oil pressure. Check all our dash 3 lines going to our RAF sensor blocks, make sure we don't have any leaks there. And once we do that, hopefully it primes. I don't know how easy it's going to prime in the first system. Normally you take the mechanical pump off and you can spin it with a drill, get it primed up, check for leaks, set your fuel pressure. Unfortunately with this setup and how it's in here and the exhaust and everything, we're not able to do that. So we're just going to have to let the engine do it. Probably fire it off, brake clean, get it started up. Have some cat fittings here because we're not running our charge pipe. I don't like to run charge pipe for initial startup because if there's anything in the turbo or charge pipe or anything, you don't want to get blown in the engine. That way you can also spray directly into the intake instead of having to spray brake clean through the turbo to get it fired up. So we're going to do that. Like I said, we went over all our lines, cleaned the fuel tank out real well, made sure there's nothing in the rails.
For the record, our fuel tank right there, it looks kind of rough. We actually had bad gas. The welder seems to be doing better. We had some welding issues.
No, I was welding. I had to weld a bung on the transmission pan, and it like 3/4 of that welder fine, and then the welder just stopped welding on AC, and I had to turn it off and on. So
so the welder is messed up, but we think we did have bad gas.
Yeah, potentially bad gas too. We switched it. That's one of the things. So we had a bottle. It was welding. You know, it acted like it was very contaminated, the material. Switched the bottle. It didn't really change it. Could have been 2 bad bottles. I don't know. AC bounced all over. That's up in the air, but
we have a new welder on the way.
Yep, new welder. I got my welder too that I can bring. So. That's it. But we're gonna redo the tank. We're gonna get Oshcut to CNC bend 125 tank.
A little bit thicker.
A little bit thicker, and I'm gonna change the design a little bit, make it a little bit more like now that we got it some extra time, make it more aesthetically pleasing. Like I want to make the top kind of like a trapezoid style, and it just look like a badass tank instead of just a square box. So that's something we can do in the future. But we can race on that tank. You know. Start it up. That's really what we were trying to do.
I haven't really told anyone this car is supposed to go to PRI this year.
Ooh.
So if you guys are paying attention right now, you'll hear it. If you guys are going to PRI, you'll be able to see it. We're going to get it fired up. The plan is to race it for probably a month or so, and then we'll take all of the intake, turbo, hot side, headers, everything will come off, go to Dieter's Custom Finishing, polish everything, reinstall it all polished, and then in December we'll head to PRI. So that's tentatively our game plan right now. But as you guys know, it's storm season, so with a drop of a hat, things can change.
You know. I forgot the turbo drain. Our turbo drain thing, I need to put a MPT plug fitting in there just because the way it's designed. You have to bolt it up, so I don't need to forget that. Otherwise, we're going to be draining some oil out. But so far, I think we're pretty good. So it's just going to be checking for oil pressure, making sure our scavenge pump works, and going from there. So we're going to fill it full of fluids and fill the trans full of fluids, and then after that we can start spinning it over.
Oh yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Alright, we'll get our Schaefer's oil. Welcome back. This is not a paid advertisement, but I'd like to talk to you about Schaefer's oil. Schaefer's oil is great. If you're not running it, you should be, because let me tell you, this stuff right here, it's some bad shit. We used to change oil every 5 passes, and now we change it every 50 passes. If that's not savings passed on to you, I don't know what is. We also run their All-Trans Supreme. With All-Trans Supreme, you can get burnt down and still keep running. That's the best shit ever. All right, but
no, you gotta tell them. You gotta tell them. You gotta say, it'll cost you nothing.
Oh, this will cost you nothing but $5,000. Just wait for that video. So, big oil guys. You know, we got a $235,000 motor here, and we're gonna pour some Rotella in it. Come on. No,
I got the Schaefer's literally in the Rotella jugs right there.
You know, this stuff's actually really badass. We've oil analysis, like we've done all the testing. We've done proofs in the pudding. You know, we make pass after pass. John ran the sheep on like half water, half oil, and his bearings came out looking great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that doesn't sell it. I don't know what it is. And for racing oil, this shit is way cheaper than VR1, way cheaper than Brad Penn, all those other ones.
Lasts longer. If you think of it like that, it actually is even cheaper.
Yeah, even if it was more expensive, if you can run 3 times as many passes, same thing with a diesel truck. I mean, shit, we go like 30,000 miles, without oil change. That's pretty good. All-Trans Supreme. So I used to run like High Guard, and I've tried some other stuff. I've run like Amsoil, compressor fluid.
The Lucas is okay. I will say the Lucas is runner up.
Lucas is pretty good. This stuff. This All-Trans Supreme, it's lower viscosity, so it will be a little bit looser on your converter, very, very marginal, but it is way better. Like, I've seen cars get smoked on the trans brake, like thing rolling smoke off the transmission, and the fluid's still good. Mark recommends to run this. M&M, I recommend to run this. This is very good fluid. It's very reasonably priced. So if you guys are looking for a new transmission fluid, engine oil, you should already be running this.
Yep. So, Tim at Schaefer's. Contact him.
Tim at Schaefer's. Awesome
I'll put his link in the description below, or his phone number. You can just call him.
Yeah, just call him. Be like, hey, saw it on the Jaw and Jock channel. I want some of it. It's gone up a little bit, but I mean, shit, everything like across the street, the prices have doubled.
So, all right, well, there's no fill on these valve covers, so we're going to the valley. We're going to fill that up. We're going to put some transmission fluid in the transmission, or are we going to crank it, check it, and do all that stuff once it's running? These transmissions, you have to check them in gear.
Yeah, I mean, we can put like 10 quarts in it, 8 quarts, and then run it, and if it's a little low, I mean, we're not going to actually be like doing anything with it for cranking up and running, just as long as it's pumping fluid. I'm good with that. And same with the engine oil. We're not really sure exactly how much.
Time out. Do we have plugs on the transmission for the cooler lines?
Oh no, I gotta hook those up, those lines right there. So
we got
the cooler lines.
Dude, big brain right here.
Oh, John got it right there. We might have to make a
can you loop it?
Yeah, we can loop it.
I'm sure I got some. What are they, -6?
Yeah, or cap it. I can build a cap or something. We got this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fill it full of oil, do that, and I'll work on that. So I'll probably have John putting oil in there. I'll find some caps, and we'll build something, some apparatus. We only really need to cap one because normally the cooler line for the thing, one's blocked off because it's got a pressure sensor in it, and the other one's the dump valve. So we're good there. But
we'll get it filled up with fluids here. Make sure there's no leaks, nothing like that, and then we will start the crank up process. Hey, get the battery on charge. Full spectrum power battery. It's absolutely badass.
It's probably doesn't even be charged. I think you charge it like once a year. I don't know. It's badass. But hey, you other guys, you're a bunch of
say it
bastards.
What'd they do?
I was gonna say, talking like Roark paid us. Like I called. You can call Frank. He's the guy, the owner, whatever. I didn't go, hey, send us money. Hey, send us this. He didn't contact me. I said, hey, man, we buy a lot of your stuff. It's a good deal. I want to pass it on to the viewers. They're very loyal viewers, and I don't want anything in return. I just want to help them out. He said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a discount code, and then that way you guys can save some money because we use the discount code whenever we order, and then we just pass it on to you. So to think that we're over here trying to get paid to sell something. No, I'm just trying to help you guys out. It costs $0, absolutely $0 for me to be a good person. That's all I'm trying to do, is trying to help you guys out because you're helping us out. I enjoy the support. You guys watching us, some of you been in it for the long haul, some of you new viewers, but anything on the channel that we do is not because we're getting paid to do it. It's because we want to help you guys out.
That shit got deep right there. Got deep. You guys struck a nerve with Matt. So go to Roark, use the code LSNasty to get a discount and buy your shop supplies cheaper. I mean, yeah.
Welcome back. You know what else? If you guys like to play games, Raid Shadow Legends. Alright, got some oil in the engine. Got our lights going. Can't have a first starter without the lights.
Oh, we got the lights going?
Yeah, interior lights.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, turn. Oh, them things are gonna be all kind of, they're like great. There you go. Good enough. So we got our lights on now, and we're gonna spin it over. We have not turned the engine actually over for the first time, so it's gonna be very disappointing if something is not right with the starter.
Yeah, you get it wrong.
So, is the Holley button red?
The Holley button is red.
Okay, it'll probably shut the Holley. I think it shuts the Holley off whenever I do this. I can't remember how I have it programmed yet.
All right, y'all. We haven't really showed much. What do we do? What do we do? We fried something in there. Something's a little angry. So we're jumping our kill switch. Thing is not too happy. So we're just.
Yeah, it says there's like a 2,225 amp load going through the kill switch, so it's going into protect mode.
So we bypassed that for now. Everything seems to be working. We cranked it over. Has oil pressure. We primed the oil system. As you can see, we got oil in there. We just primed the fuel system. And what we do when we prime it, obviously all the lines and all that have been cleaned out, but we first take this fitting off and just go until the pump has fuel in it. Then we cap that off, run fuel through the entire system, take the return off, return it into a separate vessel,
Yeah.
So we're not, if there's any junk in the lines, it's not going back into the tank.
Yeah, so these pumps don't like to pump air, obviously. They want to pump fluid. So what happens sometimes if you have this thing hooked up to your regulator is it can't overcome all the air in the system to open the regulator, so you'll never prime. Like sometimes, I mean, you can start with brake clean and it'll prime, but it's really hard on it because it's just so much air in the system. So you pump this, now our rails are full of fluid, our lines are full of fluid, our filter's full of fluid, and now we have fluid in the regulator. So when it does fire, it's going to have to evacuate very little air. If you can prime the system with a drill, then you don't have to worry, but in this case, this is going to be our best way. We have crank sync. I think everything's good on our 60 degrees and 185. Pretty sure.
Is everything tight?
Yeah, no, everything's in there. The cam sync was already installed by Proline, and the degree wheel, everything is seeming like it's in the correct location. So I think we're actually ready. Our clear view right here, these 4 bolts are actually loose.
Slight oil leak, which
yeah.
why you really pay attention.
Yeah, that's why you prime. So we saw a little drip, so we tightened all that up, got that good, and now
the starter's a man.
the starter is a.
Here, you hold this. I'm gonna bump.
man.
I'm gonna bump the starter.
It is, man. I mean,
Are the coils off?
yeah.
Yep. Straight
Scavenge
man.
pump.
Yep, scavenge pumps. We have some oil going through the turbo, so we you can definitely hear when the scavenge pump is moving fluid. Everything's working good. Ain't got no leaks up here. None leaks on our turbo drain. So I guess we're ready to try to crank it.
Yeah, we'll set the camera down. It is like 1:53 in the morning.
If it doesn't crank real quick, we're just gonna call it and start in the morning, because I don't want to be out here till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning trying to crank this, and then we're sleep deprived tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we want to be on our A game for tomorrow. So, do you want me to turn the Holly on and try to crank it? What do you got up there tune-up wise?
All right, just get ready to shut it off. Make sure you're on the right button too.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
I definitely thought we were missing one of the 4 main components of internal combustion right there.
Yeah, we definitely were.
Yeah. The spark was MIA.
Oh.
You got a leak or something?
No. We was about to see.
We were about to see pressure?
We was about to see something.
God dang, imagine that. Make a mess all over my brand new race tech.
Is it reading the fuel pressure and stuff yet?
Oh no. It'll have to actually.
Dude, this battery is badass though.
Yeah, remember when BJ's was cranked over and that thing cranked it over at like 9,000 RPM?
Alright, you ready? Alright, we should have
Go lay down.
We should have 4.
Go lay down.
We should have all 4 of the components of internal combustion. You ready? God dang, that was quick!
Alright. I need where's the Pro Mod earmuff?
Oh, on the here, grab me a set too. Damn, that was like you breathe out like BOW! I'm like, damn. Dude, this thing, you could tell this thing's a man because it's hey, right there on the starter. It's just shaking the whole car as soon as it fires over once.
Come here. Lay down. Cam sync might be in the wrong spot. I don't know.
Alright, ready?
Yeah, if it fires up, just shut it off pretty much immediately.
Okay. No, just give it some throttle.
You think?
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't have enough fuel.
The pipe is cleaned out.
The hell was that?
What? I'm going standing right here.
Yeah, I'm in the flat, dude. That was like Jason Harris at the 600-foot mark. Like,
Alright,
burning it down.
Go ahead.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
We don't like that.
I don't know if they try to run backwards or forward.
Right. There's green flames coming out of that. That was like a straight up green flame. I ain't never seen a green flame like that before. In person. I've seen plenty of people.
We just blew the head gaskets out of it.
I've seen plenty of people shoot head gaskets out. Oh, there's your issue. Your AFR is 12.
Go lay down. You do not need to be over here.
Ready? Not like that. Or did you think it like that? Try again?
Did it back right through the intake?
Close, huh?
Maybe.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You got me on that one.
How long were you on fire for?
Briefly.
Is that, what hand is that?
That's my good hand.
Oh, damn it. Can't believe this thing just threw a fireball on your arm and you caught it.
Hey, get back in there, bud.
No, you're supposed to be in this thing.
No more hair.
You thought we were quitting. You thought.
You thought.
Matt's arm's still on fire.
We reviewed the video. I was actually on fire.
Yeah, he was on fire. So, we pulled the cam sync out. It's either where it needs to be or 180 out.
The cam sync's very difficult to.
It's got like the world's tightest O-ring.
Yeah, it's very difficult to manipulate it. So.
Alright, are you ready for me to just begin? It doesn't have that 180 out sound where it's like boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
Alright. So our battery's kind of low. We've been cranking on it for a while. We need to get our ignition reference angle set and our cam sensor. It's very difficult with this style cam sensor to adjust it. And this one's even harder to adjust because once you get it in there, it does not want to turn or move or anything. So we need to bump it over. We need to find TDC, get our 60. We've already done that, but we need to get our 195 reference angle to set our cam sync on TDC. So we'll get some rest and come back in the morning, and the battery will be charged, fully charged, and we'll be fully charged. So what you think? You want to say anything?
We're kind of beat up at this point. Matt was on fire.
Yeah, I was on fire.
I might have to wear an eye patch.
Yeah, John might have to wear an eye patch because
I didn't wear my PPE today. Like, it wasn't even an activity that would require PPE. I guess everything does. Alright, well, you guys will just see us in like a few seconds, but we're going to go to sleep and then get back at this tomorrow. Alright, so I may have slept in a little bit, so I was planning on waking up early, but we ended up going to bed at like 4. We're really calling it quits here at 4. So I got to get this video out to you guys. It's 12:10 right now, so I'm already late, so you're not going to see the first fire up. Well, you saw first fire, but not first fire up. We're going to work on it a little bit, get it figured out, and give you guys a fire up video. If you guys build cars, race cars, do what we do, you will probably find yourself in that position a few times. I've been there before with the Sheep. We've been there before with the Bad Apple. It's just a new setup, getting everything configured right. Trying to figure out what's going on with the cam. The phasing on it is not as easy as like the LS stuff when you do like on the timing chain. That's got a gear drive up front, so it's got like the cam sensor, essentially cam sync kind of like goes down at an angle, and it's a little bit more difficult to adjust. So we're gonna get that all figured out. Next video you guys see a Slick Rick, we'll have it fired up so you guys can hear it. I'm dying to hear it. Thankfully I get to hear it before you guys do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, comment, like, subscribe. I hope you guys found some comedic relief in what we were doing there. And yeah, we're on the home stretch with it now. Be at the track tonight with Hank as well. Well, this will be yesterday or today, so one of these days. So we got Hank all back together. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.